Welcome back to the Set on Line podcast. Today, we're talking about something that every single person has experienced. Whether you're trying to get stronger, build a business, learn a new skill, or simply become a better version of yourself, your mind will usually quit before your body ever has to. Your mind will tell you you are tired. It'll tell you it's too hard. It'll tell you to slow down, to stop, to do it tomorrow instead. And the scary part is, most people believe it. That's why so many goals never become reality. Not because people aren't capable, but because they listen to the first voice that tells them to quit. I know exactly what that feels like. When I am out running, there comes a point where my mind starts talking. It tells me I'm tired. It tells me my legs hurt. It tells me I should just stop and walk. Every excuse starts showing up. You are already tired. You've done enough. You can finish tomorrow. But I've noticed something. If I ignore that voice and keep running, eventually something changes. The excuses get quieter. My breathing settles into a rhythm. The outside world starts disappearing. It's just me, my footsteps, and the road in front of me. It's almost peaceful. The hardest part wasn't the running. It was getting past the voice telling me to stop. And life works the exact same way. Let's start here. Your brain is designed to protect you, not to maximize your potential. Thousands of years ago, conserving energy helped people survive. If food was scarce, wasting energy could be dangerous. So, your brain learned to avoid unnecessary effort. That instinct still exists today. The problem is, your goals require you to do things that feel uncomfortable. So, your brain mistakes growth for danger. That's why the moment something becomes difficult, your mind immediately looks for the exit. First truth. Your first thought isn't always the truth. It's often just your comfort talking. Think about the alarm clock in the morning. The alarm goes off before your feet even touch the floor. Your mind starts negotiating. You can sleep another 10 minutes. You stayed up late. You deserve the rest. But if you actually get up, take a shower, start moving, you'll probably feel fine 20 minutes later. The feeling wasn't reality, it was resistance. Think about someone learning to swim. The first time they jump into the deep end with an instructor, everything feels uncomfortable. Their heart races. Their mind tells them that they are in danger. But after months of practice, they swim confidently. The water did not change. Their relationship with discomfort changed. Second, growth usually begins where comfort ends. People love the idea of growth. They love the results, the confidence, the stronger body, the successful business, the financial freedom. But almost nobody enjoys the uncomfortable process required to get there. Yet, that's exactly where growth lives. If you never challenge yourself, you never discover what you are capable of. The gym taught me this better than almost anything else. I will be halfway through a set. I've got 2 or 3 reps left. My mind immediately says, rack the weight, that's enough, you are done. But then I push for one more rep, then another, and almost every time I realized my body had more left than my mind wanted me to believe. Those last few reps are usually where the growth happens. Not because they're magical, because they are difficult, and difficulty forces adaptation. Third, mental strength is built through evidence. People think confidence comes first. It doesn't. Evidence comes first. Every time you do something difficult, you prove something to yourself. You finish the run, the workout, the project, and you keep your promise. Now your brain has proof that you can handle those hard things. That proof then becomes the confidence. Confidence isn't something you think your way into, it is something you earn. Imagine two people. One quits every time something feels uncomfortable. The other keeps going for 5 more minutes, 5 more reps, one more phone call, one more page, one more attempt. A year later, who do you think trusts themselves more? The answer isn't complicated. Self trust comes from repeatedly showing yourself that you don't quit when things get hard. Fourth, most limits are negotiated long before they are reached. Think about hiking. You've probably seen people stop halfway up a trail, not because they physically can't continue, but because their mind has decided that's enough. Then, someone they are hiking with says, "Come on, it's only another 10 minutes." Suddenly, they finish the hike. What changed? Their body? No, their belief. The same thing happens in everyday life. Someone starts a business. The first month is exciting. The second month gets difficult. Sales are slow. Progress feels invisible. Their mind starts saying, maybe this is not for you. Most people stop there, not because they couldn't succeed, but because they believed the voice telling them to quit. Fifth, the strongest people aren't fearless. They've simply trained themselves not to obey every emotion. There are mornings I don't feel like running. There are workouts I don't feel excited about. There are days when work feels overwhelming. But I've learned something. Feelings change. Standards shouldn't. If I only trained when I felt motivated, I'd train far less than I do. If I only worked when everything felt perfect, very little would get done. Your future can't depend on your mood. It has to depend on your standards. That's one of the biggest lessons I've learned through running. The beginning is always the loudest. The excuses, the discomfort, the mental resistance. But if I keep moving, everything becomes quieter. The outside noise disappears. The overthinking disappears. It's just the next step, then the next one, then the next one. And I think life works like that too. Sometimes the only way to quiet your mind is to keep moving forward instead of listening to it. Because here's something I've realized: the voice telling you to quit never completely disappears. You just stop giving it control. That's the goal. Not to eliminate doubt, not to eliminate discomfort, but to stop letting those things make your decisions. Sixth, your brain wants certainty. Growth requires uncertainty. That's why starting anything new feels difficult. Think about someone starting their first business. They are excited in the beginning, but after a few weeks, reality sets in. No customers, no guaranteed paycheck, no immediate success. That's when the mind starts talking. What if it doesn't work? What if you fail? What if everyone was right? The easiest thing to do is to quit. But every successful entrepreneur has lived through that stage. The difference is they kept building while everyone else stopped believing. Seventh, pressure reveals your character. Anyone can stay committed when life is easy. Anyone can stay disciplined when they are motivated. But what happens when you are tired? When you've had a bad day? When things don't go your way? That's when you discover who you really are. Think about firefighters, police officers, emergency room doctors. When pressure shows up, they don't get to stop because they don't feel like it. They've trained themselves to respond instead of react. Now, your life may not involve those situations, but the principle is the same. Train yourself to perform, even when conditions are not perfect. Eighth, pain isn't always a signal to stop. Sometimes it's a signal that you are growing. Now, obviously, if you are injured, be smart. Listen to your body. There's a difference between pain and injury. But most of the discomfort we experience in growth isn't injury, it's adaptation. When your muscles burn during a workout, that's your body adapting. When you are nervous before giving a presentation, that's your mind adapting. When you feel uncomfortable learning something new, that's growth happening in real time. Don't confuse discomfort with danger. Think about learning to drive. The first few times behind the wheel feel overwhelming. You are thinking about mirrors, your speed, the traffic, your turning, and parking. Everything feels difficult. Fast forward a year, you drive without even thinking about most of it. The challenge did not disappear, you became more capable. Ninth, every time you beat your mind, you make it easier the next time. This is why consistency matters so much. The first cold shower is difficult. The 10th is easier. The first early morning feels painful. The 100th feels normal. The first video you post online feels terrifying. The 50th feels routine. Your confidence grows because your brain now has evidence. Evidence always beats excuses. 10th, the people you admire have these same conversations in their heads. A lot of people think successful people are mentally different. They are not. They feel doubt, they get tired, and they have bad days too. The difference is they don't automatically obey those feelings. Think about someone running a marathon. Around mile 20, almost everyone wants to stop. The difference isn't that elite runners never experience pain. The difference is they've trained themselves to keep taking the next step. One more mile, one more corner, one more step. Life is often won the same way. 11th, small victories build unstoppable momentum. You don't need to conquer your entire life today. You just need one win, one workout, one chapter, 1 hour of focused work, one healthy meal. Those small wins stack on top of each other. Eventually, you look back and realize those tiny victories completely changed your life. So, before we end today's episode, I want to leave you with this. The next time your mind tells you you are too tired, too weak, too busy, or that you should quit, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is my body actually done? Or is my mind trying to protect me from being uncomfortable? Because more often than not, you have more left. One more rep, one more mile, one more phone call, one more hour, one more day. And those one mores are what separate the people who dream about success from the people who earn it. Keep pushing, keep proving yourself wrong, and remember, your mind may speak first, but you decide who gets the final word. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ascend in Life podcast. If this episode has helped you, be sure to follow the podcast, leave a rating, and share it with someone who needs this reminder. Until next time, keep showing up, keep doing the work, and keep ascending. I'll catch you in the next episode of Ascend in Life.